Hey guys, it's 12:38 p.m. November 3rd, 2020, and I took a trade just a few minutes ago, really, and I wasn't here when the market opened, so I couldn't take a trade then. But this nice ramp up on JAKK, which I also traded in the pre-market. I just made a video about that trade. So this had a nice run up in the middle of the day, and I think it was like near high of days, or let me just pull it up really quick here. I think I need to restart my computer because Weeble's kind of slowing up. Yeah, so this is where I traded. Now that I'm looking at this, I kind of see yeah, so this run broke the high of days. It didn't break the pre-market highs, but it broke the high of days. High of day, I'm sorry. Still hasn't broken pre-market highs. So the idea behind this trade was after this thing ran up like this to catch the next run. So now I'm just watching it pull back. I haven't put in an order yet. And then I notice, so this is kind of like a little miniature pullback. It looks like it may not give us like a real full pullback, like a 50% pullback. Jeez. So now I was like thinking I'll get in for the break of this candle. I kind of screwed this up though, I have to say, because this is during the day. I think I'd just been sitting down for a few minutes, so I didn't really give myself a chance to kind of get my head together. And I kind of took this trade like I trade in the pre-market, which I don't need to do during the day, and it kind of screwed me up here. What I should have done, what I normally do when I'm trading during the day, is I use a stop limit order. So I would have set it for the break of this candle, which I believe was like 604 or something like that. So at 604, we'll see in just a second here, right? So I would have gotten filled. If I would have done the stop limit thing, yeah, I think at 605. But instead, because I hit my hotkeys and I was a little slow. That was my fault. Like my reaction was a little slow. I got filled almost at the top of that pop. I think this thing went all the way to 612, and I got filled at 609. And I did set my stop loss to the low of the previous candle. My mental stop loss. And and I'm trying to see if this thing's gonna pop. But I basically, I don't think I was ever in the green on this trade, so I never got a chance to scale out. Yeah, so the high of that candle was 604. So if I would have used my stop limit order, I would have been in at 605, and I probably would have caught that pop with at least one share. So if I did do that, I would have made 7 cents right there, minus the 2 cent, for selling. So only 5 cents, but I would have still been in the green, even though it's small. I would have been in the green, and then when the price came back down to my entry point to the 605, which I think it looks like it's kind of there right now. Well, yeah, now it just broke it, but yeah, it was probably there a second ago. Yeah, it was at the 605 level. Then my plan would have said to sell the other share, and then that would have been it. I would have been a 3 cent gain, which is who cares, right? But it wouldn't have been a loss, and it would have been a win for the day. And just helped my support my strategy, right? But I screwed up the entry, so there's nothing else I can say about that other than that's on me. Execution, and again, I mean, this is why, here I'm beating myself up about it, which, I guess is appropriate because I screwed up, right? But this is exactly why when you're, I guess, when you haven't proven yourself, with your strategy. I've been trading this is kind of a new strategy for me. I've been trading it for about 3 weeks now. And so it's not second nature yet, I have it kind of floating around in my head. But obviously, like if it was second nature, I would have never entered this way. I would have never entered with my hotkeys because during the day, I'm supposed to enter with a stop limit order. So I kind of screwed that up. I mean, there are certain instances, I think, where I could enter with the hotkeys, but this wasn't one of them. This was just, like I said, I should have put a stop limit order for the break of the high of that candle. And none of this would have happened. So now I'm kind of like, in a way, like forced to hold this thing until it hits my stop loss or finally breaks out. Because that was my plan. That's what I mean by, I'm forced to hold it. So I think the bottom of these candles is at 596. So as soon as I see 595, I sell. And it kind of, flushed down real quick there, you saw. And I guess I had time. I could have put a hard stop in place. And I just didn't. I just had, my hotkeys ready to get out. I guess because it was hovering right around my entry, so there was still a chance it could have popped. And you can't really get out for half your shares if you have a stop loss order in. It'll think you're trying to sell twice. So there's my exit right there, which, it was an okay exit. It's just that it, flushed out on me. So I wanted to get out at 595, or what was it? Yeah, maybe that was right. And I got out at, so the exit was okay. The problem was the entry, because I should have been in at 605, and then that would have been a 9-cent loss per share, 18 cents or whatever total. And instead, because my entry was 609, it ends up being a 13-cent loss. So 26 cents overall, minus the 2 cents for selling, so 28 cents. And again, it's not like a huge deal. It's not going to break my account, but this was a trade that should have been a small green trade. So so I screwed up again. But unintentional. At least it wasn't like me being bad and not trying to trade my plan or anything like that. So that's my second trade of the day, and I just made a video about the first one. If you're interested, you can watch that. That one was kind of crappy too because I did something stupid there. But anyway, I'm just going to assume you check that out, so I don't talk about it here. So I'm down 50 cents on the day. Not a big deal, but it shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be like that. I should be break even right now or slightly green. So anyway, that's what happened today so far. I'm probably going to look to take a trade in the aftermarket if there's anything good, because that's my strategy, allows me to take one trade per session. And I think that's a good thing today, because you see that I kind of made some mistakes. And in the past, when I would do that, I would get frustrated. Hey, I'm human. And that's what happens to most traders. And this is why most traders turn small red days into big red days, is you get frustrated when things don't work out. Either you do everything right, the trade goes against you, or you do something wrong and you realize it after the fact and you get frustrated, and then you start trying to get back your losses. And that almost never works out. So that's the one thing that so far is really, really good, has been really great with this strategy for me, is only allowing myself to take one trade. Basically, I'm not saying that that's going to be, always and forever, but essentially what's going to have to happen for me to allow myself to take more than one trade per session is this has to end up profitable first, right? I need to execute this plan perfectly, and then show that it's profitable, or near perfectly, show that it's profitable, and then I can start giving myself a little bit more room, to take more trades if I want to, or not. If I say, you know what, I'm profitable, so let me just keep things the way they are. So anyway, that's it for today. Like I said, I may take a trade in the aftermarket, and there may be another video later. All right, hope you guys are doing better than I am. Take care.